Hi everyone and welcome to a quick and simple birthday card tutorial. I needed a birthday card for my boyfriend's brother and I ran out of time, so I needed something very quick and simple, and this is the card that I made. I start off with a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 Nina, and then I'm using a inch width painter's tape in pink. It is a low tack one. I will link it in the description if I can find it. Because it's an inch width, just by lining it up towards the edges, I will get a 2-inch border in the middle, and I kind of like that. But I do recommend being a little bit more careful with your blending than I was, because I went over the tape completely and I ended up giving it some blue edges. But yeah, I kind of liked it anyhow, so yeah. I am using some Distress Oxide inks in Stormy Sky and Faded Jeans. I'm using the Oxide inks because they blend like butter, they go on very, very fast, and you don't have to work really hard to get a smooth blend. I really like that. They are really, really easy to use. And I'm using the Stormy Sky and the Faded Jeans because they kind of go hand in hand in their color spectrum. So the Faded Jeans is just a little bit darker than the Stormy Sky, making a kind of nice, simple gradient. The last thing I do is I go over the middle with the lightest color just to blend them together and make that gradient a little bit more gradient, maybe. By the way, if you like the layout of this card, I actually have a similar card on my blog, which I made for my grandmother. It's a little bit of different stamp sets and a little bit of different colors, but the same kind of layout, and that will be linked in the description down below, just as all the materials. So after I made that part of my panel, I'm gonna go and stamp my images for coloring. You really don't need to color anything. You can just use any kind of like full stamps and color them in beautiful inks. However, I love coloring, so that is what I'm gonna do. I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black to stamp my characters because I have tried a bunch of different Copic Saves inks, and this is by far the best one I've tried so far. If you have another one that you like better, I love it if you leave it in the description down below, and I'll see if I can find it and try it. So for Nessie, I'm coloring her in B21, B34 and B37. They are not a perfect blend because they are a little bit too far. Having a 2-step makes it much easier. Having a 3-step between your markers and also having that little jump from 20 to 30 makes it harder to blend. So I ended up going over multiple times to try and make that blend a little bit better until I felt that, okay, this is as good as it gets. Let's get on with it. I ended up adding some white gel pen details, filling in those dots that she already had, and adding a couple of them on her head also. For the ship, I'm doing very simple coloring. I'm using B40 and 41 on the sails and B42 and 43 on the ship itself. And then I cut it out with my Cutter B scissors. You could use the coordinating dies if you have them, because I think Fawn have coordinating dies for all of their stamps, so that makes things a little bit quicker and easier. However, these are very simple to fussy cut out, honestly. Now we're going into the panel again. We are going to stamp the sentiment. I'm doing that in my Misty so that I don't mess it up and to be able to line everything up. So add my characters about where I think they should be on my card. I then go in with the sentiment, which is gonna spell have a unbelievable birthday. So I start by lining up unbelievable because that is the big stamp in the middle, and then I'm adding the have an and the birthday around it. I actually ended up moving the have and birthday here because I wanted to have the same amount of border between the end of that letter on both sides, so it kind of became even, sort of, very even. I then just close the lid to pick up the stamps. I remove the colored images so that they are not in the way. And then I'm going to use some Momento Tuxedo black ink to stamp the sentiment, because I want the same kind of black tone for the sentiment as for the stamped creatures, which makes it kind of more cohesive. However, I didn't feel I got it black enough, so I'm stamping it again, and then it's very nice to have a misty, because it's just inking it up and stamping again. You don't have to worry about lining anything up. I really enjoy that. To finish the card off, I'm using some 3M foam tape, adding it on the back side of those little cut pieces or focal images, and then I add them to my panel. Kind of where I wanted them to be. I'm not sure that they ended up being where they were supposed to be. And also there is a wave stamp in the stamp set, and my boyfriend said afterwards that maybe you should have used that wave stamp, like have waves where the head of the Nessie is, and of course you should have added that behind. So yeah, you know, sometimes you forget to do stuff like that. I ended up adding it to a Nina A2 card base, and that is the end of the video. That was a very quick video with a very quick and easy card. If you ever make one of those, please tag me on Instagram or wherever. I would love to see it. If you like this video, please thumbs it up. If you want to see more like this, hit that subscribe button, and if you have any questions or comments, just comment down below. I will see you later. Bye.